that you've taken your valuable time out of your daily schedule to come and meet Cushman Wakefield and the team. The objective of this interaction is really to present our insight on market, the opportunities, the challenges that this industry is facing. So we put together a very short presentation. This presentation will be presented by both of us, and I will talk about the macro factors, starting with the overall, real estate scene, just to give you an overall impression of the real estate market. And then we'll get a little focus on Hyderabad, so that you can take away some insight from us. So really, I'll start with the first slide. Yeah, you can go ahead. We felt it's extremely important for all of you to get a perspective of what real estate industry went through over the last few years. So if you look at it, from 2006 to the boom that we saw in the recent past, how the real estate scenario came down. So obviously the decline in 2009, and more specifically, if you all remember, between January to March was the strongest. And then there was some recovery in 2010 and 11. But then again, the concerns and caution hit the market. But overall, we think we bottomed out. And despite all the challenges that globally the economies are facing after US financial crisis, European crisis, the inflation in the country, the concerns of the corporate world, the governance issues, all the negative news that we all saw and witnessed through the scams, we've lived through those difficult times and continue to clock 6.5% of the GDP, which the RBI and the government is now saying we are likely to maintain and may actually cross 7%. So, the good news is that despite all the challenges and everything, we were able to sustain ourselves. Things could have been even worse. So obviously, we think going forward, if nothing major negative happens, if the inflation remains under control, corporate governance improves, the political parties are moving towards better coalition and governance overall, considering the elections are not too far from here, there's only good news waiting. And I think the Congress government may more specifically have to come out with more positive news than they've come so far. So I think I'm an optimist, so I'm thinking, well, hopefully things should improve. From real estate perspective, I'll take you to the next slide. We're presenting three sectors here for your knowledge. Let's look at the commercial sector. So last 10 years, office sector has been the driver of real estate in the country, because IT industry, banking, financial, telecom, pharmaceutical, all these industries have grown exponentially and therefore added to the office demand, which has spurred to demand for residential, retail, disposable income went up. So overall, the growth story was driven by this sector. As a result of which, during boom period, a lot of new entrants came and a lot of oversupply got built. And obviously, when the world was at caution stage, when the recession took place, the fact that a lot of our supply and demand is dependent on multinational corporations. And I want to make a statement here. Multinational correction doesn't mean American and European companies, but Indian companies who are also global. TCS, Infosys, Wipro, or Satyam, they all are global companies. Obviously, that global view impacted the demand, and the demand came down from the highest peak point of 2007. At that time, it was 40 million square feet demand, the highest this country ever witnessed. In 2009, it came down to 25 million. In 10, it went up a bit, and 11, it reached 30 million square feet. So we're not there to 40 million, but we reached 30 million square feet in 2011. We would have actually improved in 2012, but because of these European situation and overall oversupply and the concern in the corporate world in India and the government policy decisions have caused a bit of slowdown, but still we are expected to touch 30 million square feet. Now, in comparison to 45 million square feet or 30 million square feet in 2012, obviously there is a gap. So obviously there is pressure on rental and capital values, which will remain. But our view is, because not too many developers are going ahead and bidding and building new office complexes on a large scale, this delta of oversupply will be very quickly bridged. And therefore, it's only a matter of time that some rental will firm up or they will go up. Already certain markets in India, Golf Road in Gurgaon, Outer Ring Road in Bangalore, rents are going up. It's a matter of time that the other cities and other micro markets will also witness a similar trend. But maybe over a period of 2 years, not immediately. So we think overall there's a story. We have witnessed large demand, largely driven by relocation and consolidation in office space. A lot of IT companies, a lot of corporates already are in India. They already scatter around various parts of the city. They are consolidating. They're building campuses. So a lot of that demand is coming to the market, and therefore developers have that opportunity. The other thing is, not every property is at the right location or the right kind from the occupier's perspective. So while you may see 45 million square feet of supply, the relevant supply, which the customer wants, may still be less. So if the demand is 30 million square feet and supply is close to 40 or 35 to 40 million square feet,